Hi. Today I'll be talking about my 3-year development plan for career planning in contemporary workplace. Now, first of all, I need to introduce who am I. Now, that's me, and my name is Muhammad Halimran. I'm 24 years old, and my MBTI personality is INFPT. If you know what that means, good. Now, so these are my likes and interests. Music. I love music. Music, I play guitar every day, and I listen to music almost 24 hours. Even when walking to the class, I'll be listening to music, doing assignments, doing homework and everything. I'll listen to music, all kinds of music, jazz, pop, rock, rap. And I also like sports. Sports, I always play sports. For example, football, badminton, tennis. Fun fact, I actually represented Selangor for tennis during my high school time. And well, it didn't end up well. I didn't win any trophy, but it was quite the experience. And fashion, I love fashion. As you can see from the picture that I showed you before, I love fashion and basically I would love to join the fashion industry when I graduate. Now, these are my few key strengths that I found out myself and throughout my peers. And first of all is creativity. I can say that I'm very creative in terms of doing everything that I do. For example, if when I do assignments, I will find a creative way to do it, not necessarily easier, but to help me get the best grades possible. And I love painting also, so that can be as creative as well. And my second strength that I found within me is patience. I have the patience to, well, in this current world, you need to be patient with everyone, especially when you're driving. And if you don't have the patience, then you will be lost and you will just be stuck. For example, the roundabout in SS15 Subang Jaya, if you don't have the patience for it, then people behind you will just honk at you and you'll be very frustrated. But yeah, patience is one of my virtues that I live for. And I can say that having patience helped me throughout my years, throughout my life. In terms of having friends or a relationship, you need to have patience. And my other strength that I found out is the dedication. Like, for example, when I have this passion to do something, I would dedicate my time for it. Yeah, for example, as I said, I love music and I play guitar. When I found a song that I like, I would find the time to dedicate to play the song, to practice and play it until it's perfect. If it's not perfect, then I would spend more time to practice. Now, where am I currently at? Well, I'm a final year student in Monash University. That's a beautiful building in Subang, where our Malaysia campus is. Now, I want to share my vision with you. My vision is to educate young minds and create compassionate, empathetic, and hardworking members of society. Now, this can be interpreted in different ways, but in my perspective, this having this vision helped me to get what I want. And personally, my goal in life is well to be a lecturer, and to having this vision is is parallel towards what my career goal is. Now, having a vision, I also need to have a goal in life, or my 3-year goals in order to help me get where I want. Now, my first goal, the short-term goal, is to study the mind of the youth. Well, by saying this, I'm not saying I want to study, physically, like I don't want to put brain sensors on them or, put them in a room, lock them together. No, by this I mean I want to study them and understand them, how they think, how they talk, how they would react into a certain point of view, and well, having their own opinion, which is very good as if you want to be a lecturer, where your students have their own opinion on it, where they can debate about it. And so yeah, I mean, my short-term goals to study the mind of the youth is quite important in terms of to understand them, in terms of my long-term goals, which is to be able to communicate and understand the youth. Well, I mean, for me, to be able to communicate and understand the youth will take much longer, which is that's why I put in long terms because, well, to study them, it's not as simple as it is, but to be able to communicate and understand them is even harder. Is because the age gap and everything. And once I'm a lecturer, hopefully, the age gap between me and my students will be quite large. So if I understand them, I understand how they think, how they communicate, how they talk and everything. It's easier for me to find similarity on what I want to teach and how the way I teach they can connect to them. So it's easier for them to understand and make it more enjoyable for them to listen to my class. And yeah, I mean, okay. So basically, these are my short-term and long-term goals. Now, the first action on how I want to achieve my vision and my goals is, well, I have to learn and attend classes that teaches human psychology. I mean, nowadays there's a lot of online classes or even physical classes that you can join. I mean, they have TED Talk where you can listen to online on YouTube, where a professional of the subject will talk about it, and they would indulge you in more in depth about the subject, which is makes it easier to understand them. And no, I don't have to read a lot of books, but books are also important, by the way. But yeah, and also I also need to formulate my personal brand to envision my goals because if I don't have my personal brand, it's harder for me to communicate with the people that I want, the youth. So when I have my personal brand is good or it is parallel with what the youth are doing right now, therefore it's easy for them to communicate with me and for me to understand them. Now, to do this, I need to follow the 10 golden rules, which are have a focus. I need to have a focus on what my personal brand is. I need to find my passion. I need to find who am I. I need to basically create my own formula to find myself. And next, I have to be genuine. I mean, personal brand is literally in the word personal. You have to be genuine. You can't lie about yourself. I mean, you can, but in order for your personal brand to be the best for you, you have to be genuine. And also your personal brand, my personal brand, I have to also have to tell a story, like where I came from and why I want to do this and what can I do to be better and what can I avoid. And also I need to be consistent with my personal brand. If I change, it relates to the first point, have a focus. If I change my focus, then my personal brand will be definitely be off topic. So I need to be consistent with my personal brand with who I am. Next, I also need to be ready to fail, which is quite harsh on life, but you need to be ready to fail in life in order for you to proceed. Because if you fall down 7 times, you have to get up 8 times. That's the saying that everyone's saying. And then the next point is I have to create a positive impact. My personal brand have to create a positive impact. I can't have a negative impact because, well, in order for me to be able to communicate with the youth and everything to have an effect on them, I have to be positive. My everything that I do have to be positive, such as being sustainable, being environmental friendly, being kind to people. Every little thing counts. And next, I have to follow a successful example. Well, successful example, my role model is Barack Obama. I mean, if you know who he is, he's a former US president. He's the first African American US president, which is very hard. If you know about US, they don't the racism there is very high, still quite high nowadays. And the fact that they had African American be their president is very powerful for me, and that's why I look up to him. And also, I have to leave my brand. As I said, I have to be consistent and be genuine. I have to leave my own brand. I can't leave anyone else's brand. If I follow, for example, Barack Obama has his own personal brand, I have my own personal brand, and if I follow his brand, it doesn't fit because I'm me and he is him. We are not the same people. And we also have to let other people tell our story. I mean, once our personal brand is good, once we have a positive impact, we're genuine, and people will start to tell our story to everyone and be like, oh, this guy, he's not bad, if I have positive impact. So it correlates with that point. And lastly, I have to leave a legacy. I mean, that's easier said than done. But if I follow all these 10 golden rules, I believe that I can leave a legacy behind where people will talk about me even when I'm gone. They'll be like, remember that guy, Imran? Yeah, he's a good lecturer, or he's a good person. Yeah. Now, my second action is, well, I need to learn on how to become a leader. I mean, from my career goal is to be a lecturer, and essentially it's a leader in the classroom where everyone listens to you, they do what you ask, and yeah, so therefore you are a leader. So I need to learn myself on how to become a leader. And how am I going to do that is by develop myself further by following and learning with top leaders such as Jack Ma, which is a very good leader, Warren Buffett, as I said earlier, Barack Obama. There's a lot more leaders that are good that I might not mention. Elon Musk, which is a very good leader. Now, I can also read books by it. Art of War by Sun Tzu is a very good book of leadership and essentially how to guide your people in war. But we can translate that into workplace or wherever you are. And also a book by Warren Bennis on becoming a leader is a very good leadership book. I have read a few pages from it, and honestly, I can tell that this book will help me to further my knowledge on becoming a leader. Now, the other book is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I mean, to win friends and influence people is easier said than done. I mean, you can just meet people, but meet people anywhere you want. But to win over them and to influence them is harder. You need to be positive. You need to have a good, good thinking and everything. So, so yeah. So how do I track my progress and revision on what I have done when I'm doing my 3-year development plan is, well, the first off is, I mean, mostly most people will do this evaluation by their team members and higher ups. I will talk to my friends and I will talk to people who are above me, my mentors, my family, who have more experience in workplace than me, so they can evaluate myself and tell like which part I'm stepping off and which part I'm good at, so I can work more on that part. The next part is, well, review back what I have learned and whether I understand it. Is, well, technically it's hard, but when you keep a note in a diary or journal on like, okay, for today what I'm gonna do, and then at night I'll review back on it and see if I ticked off whatever I've written. For example, okay, today I'm gonna finish the book, The Art of War book by Sun Tzu. So at the end of the day, if I've finished it, then it's a progress for me. But if I haven't finished it, I can just jot down which page I'm at, and or I can just write down what I've learned from the book so far. And the last thing is setting a timetable. I mean, setting a timetable is very good because it helps me to use my time efficiently, and so I know what am I doing at this time, and if I have a free time to do something else and not wasting my time, playing games, hanging out with friends, with having a meeting my girlfriends and everything. So